What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you stopping in. Please like and share this out. We're going to get some people in here. We're going to have a good time today. It's Christmas time. So welcome. Let's say hello. What's going on, Biomex?
What is good? How are y'all doing today? I'm looking forward to, I love that hat, Pollo. Looking forward to continue to talk about the mint some. We've got some special things that we have to announce today that Crypto Belly's already been putting out a little bit on some spaces in YouTube. So maybe you've caught them, maybe you haven't, but we will share those today.
Yeah, well, what's going on, Jimmy?
Not too much, man. Just getting ready for Christmas. Already ran through part of the family. Waiting on part 2 and 3, our dysfunctional, broken families.
We understand, man. Dave Digital, what's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Good to see everybody. Hopefully, I think I figured out how to get these images into the frames on the backgrounds behind this to where they can actually fit and they'll be in the direction of the wall. So we'll see. Maybe.
Good, man. Pollo, cluck.
What's up, guys? I'm doing well, man. Just getting ready. I got my family in town, so it's gonna start making some rounds and dropping off gifts under everybody's trees and stuff like that. So
I hear you, man. It's Christmas time. Everybody should be excited. Let's check into a little bit fear and greed going on here. Look at this, guys. We're down to 59. We're down to 59 on the fear and greed, which is great, which is wonderful. It's a great buying opportunity. Dominance is at 57.43. Let's go through some of these real quick. And we got Bitcoin down to 94,888. And we're just ranging, man. We're just ranging. We know that could get down to like 88. It could. There's a volume gap down there. So Ethereum 3,269. A lot of red today, guys. But we're getting some great. We got some Avalanche up 1.19, Chainlink 1.79, and look at that price on Chainlink 22.19. Not bad at all. That's one I'm watching. That's one I definitely own. Sui's down a little bit. H-bar, 24 hours up 4.78%, which is great. And keep your eye on Uniswap too. I got a feeling Uniswap's going to run when ETH runs. I think Uniswap's going to run. And this hyper liquid, man, up 22.47% on the 7-day, which is great. Lots of good stuff happening out there. A little pullback, but hey, man, we expected that. I think most of us expected a pullback, right? So.
I definitely expected it. Hey, man, saw you on, I forget the name of her channel, but I saw you. Who's the new lady, the lady that interviewed you, the British lady? Is it British?
Crypto Princess.
Yeah. Wow, man. Her questions were fire, bro. She did some research. She was ready. She gave you the context before she asked the question, so you knew where to reference. I think that interview was fire, bro.
Those are Dave Digital questions.
And she does real good about asking. She asks everybody, "What were you like in high school?" I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I
like that. So shout out to you, Crypto Princess. Great job on the interviews.
Yeah, and you guys should go check her out. Let's say hello to everybody that's here. K-Dig, good to see you. Brian, glad you made it. Rusty, can't wait to get our WD-40 emoji, brother. We're looking forward to that. Darren does things. DDT in the house.
DDT.
Alexandra G. She's always here. Wifey. We got to make Wifey a mod, Tony. If we have time for Wifey. Good to see you guys. Yeah, thanks for dropping that, Alexandra. That was a great interview. Go follow Crypto Princess. She's the real deal. She is. She's gonna make a big impact in this space. So she's what she's trying to do is get all of the creators out there and give them a voice and help share within her community some of the creators, whether they're old or new creators like us. She's interviewing a lot of people. And what was really cool when I went back and watched some of her stuff, there's there was crypto folks that I'd never heard of before. They've been out there grinding for years and years and years, and we never heard of them. So it's really going to introduce us to a lot of other crypto creators, and I'm looking forward to that too. Let's I'm going to pull up the crypto bubbles real quick. Let's just take a glance at that.
So in the chat, if you've already made some sweet treats, either to give away to friends, why don't you tell us what you've made? My daughter and my wife today were making hot chocolate cookies, like hot chocolate flavored with mini marshmallows and stuff like that. So what have you made for friends or for yourself?
I'm glad you said that.
Oh, don't let them burn.
And while we're waiting for Jimmy to get something special to show us, just on the hour, this BLD looks really good. Hunt, Bear, Neon. On the day, probably, yeah, same. Hunt, BLD, Loot. Some of these I've never even heard of before. Got to be honest. And then on the which one?
Apple Fourth, man. That's an oldie but goodie right there. Apple Fourth. You see that fourth right there?
Yeah.
The 18%er?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. You get that on Coinbase.
It is an oldie but goodie. Yeah. And then on the weekly, look at that. We're red on the weekly, but on the monthly, we're not too bad. And then, of course, oh, look at that. How could it be that on the yearly, we have so much red on the yearly, man? That's hard to believe, really, isn't it? It's been such a great year.
Are you in the regular cryptos, or is this a different
crypto bubbles? Yeah.
Is this the top 100, or what is this? This is the top 500? What are you looking at? Oh, top 500 to 600 is where you're at.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't heard of any of them.
Oh, let's go up. Good catch. Well, we had it there from last time. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, we were degening a little bit.
Yeah, we were degening last time, so I didn't change it. Yeah. There's the day.
Still a lot of stuff that I recognize. LDO, that's one of Polio's favorites. Bonk.
Yeah, but look at that on the week, on the month. Still, it's hard to believe. And let's look at the year. There we go. There's some more green top 100.
Yeah, at least some ones that we've seen before. Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Ooh, look at that. Where's our Santa rally? I wonder why they give ETH a Christmas hat and they didn't give Bitcoin one.
There's a bunch of them without them.
What? Hex is on the green with Richard Hart going to jail or about to go to jail on the Interpol watch list. Yeah, he's definitely on the naughty list.
Man, it's like you either like Hex and Richard Hart or you don't, man. It's just one of those, like there is a lot of Hexicans out there, right? Just kind of like XRP. You either like it or you don't. And
yeah.
When Hex first came out, I was in his Telegram. Like day one, I mean, when it all came out, it was so complicated to buy it. I just gave up, man. I just gave up. And it ran, as you recall, a few years ago. It ran and did well, but I just couldn't work through all the magic buttons and everything that you had to.
Polio, are you ghosting us?
No, I'm lagging out, guys. So I'm hearing everything sporadically.
All right. I see you over there flashing. I didn't know if that was a new filter.
No. I'm having some broadband issues, I guess. Too many people on the internet here. I don't know.
Darren says Bitcoin's dumping.
Yeah, it is. I just heard some alarms go off.
Bitcoin is dumping.
Down to 94.
It's gonna go for that 80K for sure. It seems like that was the route that it needed to go for.
Let's see. It's dumping.
That was down to 94 too.
Let me see here. I'm gonna pull up let me pull up. Let me get into the chart here for a second here.
And we needed this to get to the next level, so.
I'm also super excited about the book reading coming up on Christmas Eve. That seems like that's going to be so much fun with Miss T Crypto with Randy Hipper.
Yeah.
At Miss T Crypto.
She's excited too. She's excited about it.
I'm pumped too. I would like to see that turn into a tradition. I would like to see a lot of the community show up with their children in tow, you know, around their fire, ready for the book reading. I think that would be so cool.
That would be cool, man.
Don't forget to take pictures and video, y'all. Post it on X because we'd love to see it.
I don't know how to blow this up. Tell you guys the truth. To make this.
What are we looking at there? Is that a Bitcoin chart?
Yeah, but it's not.
Bring it up behind me.
Yeah, if you want to bring it up, because it's this large screen is kind of smashing it down.
What time frame do you want, Billy?
You can just do the 15-minute.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Let me get out of the way, and there you go.
Let's go. Let me give you a solo layout, Dave. Boom. Yeah, man. So DDT, feel free to come on up if you want to go over a little charts too. Yeah, it's a little bit blurry on my end. I don't know what you guys can see, but yeah.
You need it bigger?
Look, we needed to reset. I mean, the fact that fear and greed's down in the 50s now, man, is a good thing for us. We need consolidation for this to have a healthy bounce up to the upside for the long term. You know, if we're thinking 120 to 160, which is where everybody's pretty much thinking she's going to land. We have to have good consolidation. They have to have a good reset. And it's great to see the fear and greed go down there, because when you're sitting with packed bags and it's up to 85, you kind of know what's going to happen, right? Everybody knows that when fear and greed gets that high, it's a good time to take profits, right? So hopefully you were able to take some profits. I certainly took some profits. I felt like it was like March, but I was just telling the team, I did try to sell a big bag of Cardano on Coinbase, and I kept having connections issue. It'd say, oops, something went wrong. I'm like, yeah, no kidding, man. Something, I'm trying to sell this, right? But then what I found out, you know, we know that Coinbase has a problem with, since you're KYC'd, it has a problem with VPNs. And I had my VPN on the whole time. And as soon as I realized that, and I took my VPN off and closed the app and went back into it, everything worked out great. But so user error, once again, user error, but it was frustrating. And what was so funny about that, during the same time I was doing that, right within the 15-minute window, Dave from Sin City posted, "Hey, Coinbase, what's going on with your wallet? I've been waiting for this for 15 minutes. I was like, I almost replied, yeah, but I didn't. I held back on it because I wanted to sort it out first. There you go, Dave.
Yeah, man. So that box is representative of the Golden Pocket 786 from the last move from down here to up here. So, I mean, if it holds, we can bounce. If it doesn't, hello, lower prices.
So, yeah.
But it's at least reacting there. But that last candle looks ugly.
Yeah, so Lifer said on his morning stream this morning they could go down to 88 for sure. But look, one of the things that you got to think about is we were here on election day. Believe it or not, look how long ago that was already, guys. But on November 5th, we were here.
Yep.
And we know that the price was 67,000 because the whole mindset about that was, has Bitcoin ever retraced back down to 67,000? So and that came from Lunar Beaches, right? Lunar Beaches brought that up. And we looked at it, we back tested that, and we kept saying, yeah, every 4 years on election day, it's never went back down to what it was on election day. So if you're thinking about this cycle, and we're at 94 now, if your bottom is going to be 67, 3,000 away from 70, right? It's really not that big of a retracement, right? Now from 108 down to 67, that's a good retracement, but we've been ranging in this 95 range for a while, right? 95, 96, 97, 94, 95, 96, 97. So to me, if you packed your bags early and it happens to go down to 80, 88, 85, 86, 87, it's really not that dangerous, right? I mean, it's just part of the typical 30% correction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I look at
I
it.
mean, this isn't that big of a deal at all. And people are so freaking out and they forget to look that we're at 100K. I mean, it's still 100K no matter how you look at it. We're still there.
Yeah, we're in the 90s, man. That's huge. Like, I don't know how anybody can be sad about that. I mean, coming from where we came from, it's like that's just still a win, man. So today, hey Rusty, what do you got here? If you take the indicator 20 weeks SMA risk rating and draw a trend line on the indicator, you will notice that every time the indicator hits the trending Bitcoin reserves or reverses for a long time, high time frame. Interesting, Rusty. Is it reliable? We'd have to take a look at that. 20-week SMA. Draw a trend line on the indicator, you will notice. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that, Rusty. We're still figuring out all the mechanics to do that
similar
quickly.
To the one I've run.
Is it?
Do a EMA 20, SMA 5, and every time that we cross through the line. Now, if we hit the line, it's a little bit indecisive, but when we slice through the line, we go down. And it works the other way too. Every time we slice up through it, it goes up. I've actually, let me see here. That is.
Is he talking about this thing?
This guy. This guy right
Jim.
here.
Down here?
This yellow line. But I've got on mine on a EMA 20 with smooth moving average of 5, putting weight on the last 5 days. And then, I mean, you can almost see when we go back. Look, I mean, here's a good example. Red line through it, and down. And then a nice green one through it. And then we're going to go up.
What time frame are you
You'll
on?
see it many times here.
Hailey?
He's on a daily, man. On a 20, he's using the 20
That's on the daily.
SMA.
EMA.
Oh, okay.
But you can see it, you know, it happens quite often. You know, it's just when I've tried to add some rhyme to the reason, but I mean, like here, I mean, you got a big red one, we had a big green one up, and then red down, you know, it gets really indecisive when we're around the line, but it seems as though when we get big red candles going through, which, I mean, this one's not true. I mean, we did big red one here and then turned right back around and came up, but I keep that on that chart just for the simple fact that I know when we get close to the line, it's when we're on top of it, getting close, coming down, it's probably going to go down. So if you're going to sell.
Yeah. It's really, I'm looking at this as total consolidation is good. Fear and greed dropping is good. This is our chance to get back in on some of these projects, and it's going to be a good 2025 is the way I'm looking at this. And I have an open mind. Who knows what the future holds, but that's kind of like my thesis for that. We also have a lot of topics we want to hit today. we lots of things in the news, like Dave Digital. He's
Yeah,
in the
man.
news. He's in the news.
I'm in the news.
Which one of these do you want to hit first, man? You want to hit?
Let me grab one real quick and bring it over. Take a look. Well, the FBI crypto warning. So they've got different types of new warnings out. I think this is pretty. It's definitely trending, but I think that it's also important to talk about. So they're saying that this was just released. No, this isn't the one that I was looking at, but it's what is trending. These are what's trending in the Google Trends is the FBI new crypto warning. That wasn't the right one.
Well, that's a good one though. That's the Denver
Staying
one.
safe is very important.
Yeah.
You want to pull back up to it?
Yeah, I mean that really is basically, hey, look, we know about these scams, but to tell our audience, it's like they have a USDT scam going out. It looks like USDT, so it's the old proverbial. Hey, we're going to act like this is a real token, and then you're going to click on it, and you're going to get wiped, right? So now they're really trying to pay attention to this. A lot of these memes they're trying to pay attention to. So they issued this warning. We're coming to the end of the Biden administration, but I do believe even with the first pro crypto administration, I do believe part of the SEC and the FBI's job is to keep people safe. So I don't think that's going to go away. I think they're going to look more on how to work with companies and capital appreciation for these companies as well, because that's one of their pillars too at the SEC. But one of their pillars is to ensure people stay safe, and so I don't think that's going to go away. I think how they approach it is going to be much more friendlier, much more kinder and understanding, but it's still there. And I think it's good. Overall, it's good because there's a lot of scams, a lot of shills going on out there all the time. So yeah, go ahead and read that, Dave.
Yep. Oh, it just, I'm not sure if you're seeing it behind me, but it just says double check the address which you're sending your cryptocurrency to. Often the impersonation tokens will have the same few first and last alphanumeric characters, but different middle alphanumeric characters. So they'll make it look like it's the same if you're just checking the end or the front or both, and then they'll change the middle. So be real careful with that. They're getting pretty clever. Check the token and address and open on an open source blockchain explorer to see if the address has been labeled as suspicious. Continue to educate yourself on impersonation tokens and address poisoning attacks. And if you fall victim to a scam, report it to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. Victim to a scam, report it to the FBI.
Nice. Yeah. Keep everybody safe. That's what we want to do. Keep everybody safe. There's an uptick in this. FBI sends out the warning. We want to make sure everybody knows about that. Double check everything. You know,
I think that.
Go ahead.
I think it's a big deal that they're sending it out. I think the reasons connected to this are because of the ETFs and the mainstream media media attention that we're all getting with Bitcoin. You know, I think there's close just in the iBit the assets, the ETFs are over $60 billion. So that's just in 11 months since they've been active. So that's not bad. You know, that's pretty significant, and people are starting to listen. You know, and that's with the iBit and the Fidelity one. So, and both of those are also trending. So people are starting to listen. You know, people are starting to listen, and not only are they listening, but they're also putting their money in. And it's not just people. Y'all, I mean, as everybody knows, we were here for a long time. People say retail's not in. Well, that doesn't really matter because nation states aren't in. That's what really is going to matter. You know, and nations are going to get in, and you know, big corporations are going to get in. And I think that may be even what has to do with why Bitcoin has seen such an influx, and we haven't seen near the attention yet on altcoins. Maybe it's just the timing, but maybe it's the fact that everybody's finally getting their handcuffs off when they're able to buy Bitcoin now. So,
yeah, what do you think, BombX? What's your thoughts on that? Sorry, I'm just going to you because I wanted to hear what you had to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think instead of those in power and those in decision-making authority, and even some of the three-letter agencies, I think instead of talking about how crypto's a scam and terrorists and smugglers and all these types of things, they're actually warning the consumers in the U.S. Obviously, the FBI is for the U.S., but it's also a warning to anybody around the globe that you just got to protect yourself. You have to understand the things that those already in crypto we talk about, right? We talk about not your keys, not your crypto. We talk about don't click on links. We talk about all the safety precautions, things that when we had Seth Estrada, otherwise known as Mind Your Biz, in the chapter where he came and talked about security in Billy Goat Sales Season 1, that's chapter 12 of our NFT book. He came and talked about a lot of those things. And it wasn't just him. We probably had 20 to 25 guests. Most of our spaces when we recorded the X spaces for our book. And Mind Your Biz did a great job of sharing that. And of course, there was questions that people asked and other points people brought up. We've had such a great community input during season 2. Obviously, we're in season 2 now. We just continue to have different spaces, but we had over 21,000 attendances. Of course, several of those were repeat attendees that came through, but we had over 21,000 people through 30 spaces that jumped in and clicked and listened to at least part of our space. Averaged at 675 per space for that first 30 weeks. And we had over 200, I think it was close to 290 the first week. So it's more a testament to the community than it is to us, right? And
Tony leading right into a shameless plug. That's beautiful.
Shameless plug. And I know that we have Grinch up here, so there's been a lot of memes on X. I was scrolling through a lot of memes on X about the Grinch stole my crypto bags. I thought some of these were funny. I hope I'm adopted. That's what that one says.
They use that picture a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. This one I thought was cute. I know I showed it earlier while Dave was pulling up his stuff. But, and this was back to 2022. Tina, she's always a great 1010 JPEG. She helps the twins, and she does a great job. So anyways, I thought that was a cute little thing. And, you can see all the memes, but it is really a threat, right? So any of the stuff what the FBI is putting out, I think it's great that our government's starting to help instead of just attack crypto. Yeah.
Sorry.
Shameless plug, Dave. Yes, I'll plug our book. I am definitely biased, right? I'll say I'm biased because I helped to put a lot of it together. And the thing is, I had to listen and read through all the chapters, and I just was so amazed and enthralled and taken aback at all the wonderful input from the community. I mean, I know that we had some big name speakers. We've talked about the big name speakers, and we'll continue to. Of course, that helps to spread the message so that we can find your people, find the right people, and continue to grow our community with people that have the like-mindedness. But it's really the community that continues to help us grow, not only on X, but on here on YouTube. And really what we can do to give back is our goal.
Jay Violet, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you, Brian. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate all you guys. We have DDT in the building to hit some charts for us. Our resident chart guy. Welcome, DDT. What's going on, brother?
Good evening. Everything working?
DDT.
Volume working? Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah, sorry. I've been having.
Well, we can see you. Yeah, you just got to share the chart. Let's
give me 1 minute.
Ola Penny, good to see you.
Well, DDT.
Hi, Dave. Where's this thing?
Hi there.
Right, just that one. Shared the chart.
There you go.
There you go.
Just
All right.
from up there with you.
What's Dave talking about back there?
I was asking DDT, did he send us the Crypto Princess? They sound similar.
No, I don't. I'm an import into the UK. I'm not born here, but yeah, my mom's British. But yeah, a +1 for Crypto Princess. She does do really good content. And also as well, like Dave alluded to, the questions and the research behind all the influencers she interviews is really top quality. So really a good follow if you don't already. So chart wise, just let's take everything off. Weekly's not looking good. Weekly candle bullish or bearishly engulfing previous week. Daily is not looking good as well, because daily now's we had Friday and Saturday not doing too good for themselves, and then now obviously today's just dropped off. Market cipher. The weekly, obviously we've had, switching back. Weekly, obviously we had this weekly bearish divergence. Money flow is still 6, so it's not really an issue. Not, I think people are blowing, or maybe taking this kind of, you get the, not the euphoria, what do you call it now? The fear, the paranoia now sets, and it's like, oh, we've dropped below 90k, so it gets a bit fearful.
They forget. Yeah, they forget so quickly that we were just at 69k and we were so bullish.
Yeah,
we were just at 30k. It seems like just yesterday, and we were so bullish. We're like, oh, we're not gonna break 30k. We're not gonna break 30k. I remember creating a meme in the Discord, like, 10k, 50k, 20k, 25k.
Yeah, they're freaking out basically. I think we've only dropped like not even 15% from the top. So
Yeah.
it's like they've not been like last.
Top and grandbabies get scared.
Last run we had stints of 40%, 50%, and even you can imagine if people are only freaking out now about 15%, how bad it's actually gonna get. They're gonna but still upholding the uptrend basically, just ranging here. We tapped on Friday. We came down. We tested the daily 50 EMA. Markets up on the daily, no worries. Obviously, the momentum waves now crossed the 0 line. The VWAP is traveling. The one time frame I am kind of monitoring at the moment is just the 4 hour. The 4 hour, we have this volume profile. Let me if I just hide that for now, and I'll just quickly show. It is extended. This volume profile is pulled basically from Wednesday. It starts on Wednesday, whatever, it's 12 o'clock my time. But that's probably like 7 a.m. EST for the American folk, and pulled and extended on the 4 hour all the way across Valley Area High. And it's been quite respected. So this is just obviously as the range has developed and as we've moved up, we've actually built the range now, which is good. So obviously we've found value in inverted commas. For the most part, obviously we traded above, had bearish divergences up here. I think there was 4 hour bear divs. If you pull them back, so from that high to that high there, that high to that high there, I can just draw it quickly. We had a 4 hour bearish divergence, which I presume a lot of traders would have looked at and thought, okay, now's my chance to short or try. So there was that, and then obviously we've come down, we've broken below. I generally use the EMAs just to guide, as in trend, guide the trend. Obviously people draw trend lines. I don't do that. I use the EMAs, or I use dynamic supports and resistances like VWAPs, EMAs, SMAs, those type of things for kind of my trend guidance. So obviously we've broken on the 4 hour specifically as well. For me, for those that know me or people in the kitchen in the candle mafia, 4 hour for me is like my be all and end all time frame. If I'm monitoring that, I'm kind of obviously, you've got your it bleeds down into your low time frames, and also as well it steps up into your higher time frames. So your 4 hour for me is kind of my go-to for anything really. So what's happened on the 4 hour here is the one thing that is, although we still generally in an uptrend, we've had the 4 hour break of structure on that red line at we've had the 4 hour break of structure at 98.8, come back in, obviously broken down below it, closed below it, came back down, bearish review test, come back down, and we still now close below the 4 hour 200 EMA as
What's
well.
the bottom of that candle, that the bearish retest?
The bearish retest 98.160.
Okay.
So this was the this was the, sorry, my wife's moaning at me, talking too loud. So I might have just toned down a little bit. So yeah, obviously we've come up, bearish retested again, back tested, and obviously dropped. So that kind of confirms 4 hour bearish structure. So And also as well, I think there was an SFP, a higher time frame SFP somewhere up here as well. I think on the daily or 2-day. So that was also something I was looking at. But for now, just in the range. Another key factor as well is obviously this area here was the POC of this huge range at.
I don't see any divergence right now. Do you on that 4 hour?
Yeah, I see one on the 4 hour.
Where at? I don't see it.
Just right here at the end. Well, it's not all the way complete, but if the momentum rounds off, let me pull up my window behind me.
It's so small down there. It doesn't look like it's coming up to me. It looks like it's staying. Looks like it's going in the same direction, but it's small. So.
So for the most part,
not much.
Yeah, for the most part, we pretty much now obviously have kind of lost the POC of the range. So obviously we're coming lower, which is, according to this, the value area low is 91,600. So that's the first one, and then obviously the one that everyone's looking at is kind of with bated breath is this whole area here between 87 and 89. This kind of region of value there. Obviously, I think there's DNPOCs and there's a few other kind of key levels in that. There's probably I think there was this, I don't have it drawn up, but there's that local golden pocket drawn off the last impulse up. So yeah, anything from like 88 down to 82. Obviously, that lines up with kind of this zone here of this small range before we actually started creating this big range. So we have the local golden pocket, POC, value area low, and obviously just that's probably where it will land. I think on the daily, that's a daily 200 EMA. No, daily 200 is still lower. But yeah, for the most part, also as well, this value area low now is also on the daily lining up with the daily 50 EMA. So obviously everyone's waiting for this sub 90K. So we just got to see what happens. Looking at the 4 hour, the only thing that is concerning is money flows red. And obviously that's bleeding down. I think we've got a few other time frames that's coming out. 5 hour coming out, 6 hours flipped red, 8 hour coming out but flat.
So Tradefly in the chat, and he says pull up the 2150 200 SMA on the 4 hour. So the 2150 and 200 on the 4 hour, and each acted as a perfect resistance on the way down. We have support at the 90 to 92, multiple confluences. Yeah, man. Do you ever check that out? Do you ever use the 2150 and 200? I know the Lifer likes the 21 and 200 and uses that to trade quite a bit.
Yeah, let me just the only thing for me where I don't like SMAs is that they only take they take a narrower they take more weighting on the most recent price action. I'm probably a more broader spectrum. I prefer to take a wider selection, so that's why I use EMAs. But it's potato. It doesn't really matter, really. But SMAs anyway will sometimes also as well correlate with EMAs on certain time frames as well. So I can quickly. Let me just pull up an indicator. Do we have a triple SMA on you?
Jay Violet, hello. I saw you said hello, Joe. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate you. Trade Intuition. I always refer to Joe as Joe, so it's Trade Intuition. So hopefully he doesn't.
Which ones was it? 2155,
20 and 50, and what was the other one? 90 or 200?
200 SMAs. Let me just turn EMAs off quick.
2150 and 200, yeah.
So sorry, let me just check the coloring because I don't know which is which here. Super green, black. Yeah, and they've all crossed. So which is not good. So 20 is crossed the 100. 50 is coming in to cross the 100. We did have some crosses as well on the EMAs, death crosses on the EMAs as well. So yeah, doesn't it's pretty much lining up same thing with the EMAs for the most part. Yeah. So
Well, just what's so cool to me is everybody has their own style, but in the end, we all kind of get to the same place. You know, it's so cool to me. You talk to Frankie, you talk to Piper, you talk to Lifer, you talk to Tom Crown, you know, Tradefly, Joe. You know, it's like we all kind of do it a little bit differently, but we get to the same conclusion in the end. It's kind of great, actually.
yeah, the only kind of gray area here for me now, specifically with this weekend's price action, is we've been heavy short. Obviously, you can see. I can just draw it down. Obviously, it might be a bit too small, but OR closing and literally mostly either longs closing or shorts opening. It's just making it too easy for the shorts. So I was hoping they would at least get back up to like 97k ish, but then obviously we've just literally come up to about just below 96 or just above 96 before we started rejecting again. So for the most part, yeah, just holding out now. I don't see any real setups or real levels bar this kind of from 91.6 down to 88k. Not really in any positions. So yeah, that's basically all I can kind of add for now.
Yeah, man. No, that's good stuff, DDT, and we appreciate you popping in, a resident chart guy for us, part of the Billy Goattails chart team now, man. We appreciate you, brother. So let's stay on up because we got a few topics we want to get through, DDT. So if you can hang around, and then maybe we'll have those the chat throw some coins into the stream here, into the chat, and we'll see if we can go through some of
I
those.
would really love your opinion on some of the topics.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Stay up
Yeah,
with
that's
us.
fine. I'll hang on.
Yeah, man. So the next thing we was that, which one, Dave? The Hawk Tour lady?
Yeah, so she finally woke up. This is what we saw on Twitter. She's been sleeping for 300 and something hours, or however long it's been. You know, she said goodnight to CoffeeZilla, and we hadn't heard from her since. Next thing we see is she pops up and says, "Hey, look, this is way bigger." Well, from my understanding of it, this is way bigger than me. I trust my lawyers, so talk to my lawyers. You know, is what she said. Send all the questions to them.
Yeah, she said, I'm fully cooperating with, and I'm committed to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth, hold the responsible parties accountable, and resolve this matter. That's what Haktua Lady Miss Welch. Yeah. If you experience any type of losses with this, contact the Berwick Law Firm, which is BURWICK, Berwick, not to be confused with Wick's wife, but the Berwick Law Firm. Yeah, BURWICK. So, hey, look, it sounds like, just my opinion, it's worthless, but it sounds like that she didn't know herself. It sounds like the snipers that came into it early on were the big holders, and they dumped. Now as it unwinds, we'll know more, but that's what it sounds like to me. That's just my gut feeling on it.
Yeah, I feel like the
She
management
needs
team
to
had
do
a lot to
street
do.
interviews.
What's that, Jimmy?
So she needs to stick to street interviews.
Yeah, she blew onto the scene out of nowhere. So
No pun intended.
That lasted 3 minutes too long.
Prince Joseph said, yeah, there's no way she was the mastermind behind that. That's what I say too. All
Yeah,
set
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
No
Here's
way.
what I hope. I hope that she figures it out. I hope her lawyers sort it out. I hope that the guilty people get punished. I hope they get removed from the space, or at least a good reason not to do it again. But listen, if there's millions of dollars on the line and there's $100,000 fine, we all know that that's worth it to some people. You know, it's just a numbers game for them. So I just hope that it's severe enough that they second guess doing it again. You know, because there are a lot of innocent folks in our communities. You know, in the crypto burst, however you want to say it. You know, and she was one of them. And I think there's several others that are going to get in there. And a lot of people, you know, they get the hot stove syndrome whenever they see somebody get burnt, like she got burnt, and how her community also got burnt. So I think that's, I mean, for some people that's going to be good because they want a reduction in meme coins, but I think that's what brings the adoption. I think memes are the new lottery, and I think people have been playing lottery, whether it be Mega Millions or what it be, for a long time with very little chance of winning. And I think now they can play the meme lottery, and I think it's easy access, and I think there's better odds. So I think that they like it, you know. So I
Yeah.
like meme communities for growth, but I don't like the bad side of it.
Yeah, wifey says more bad press for crypto, more reasons for the normies to think it's all a sham. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't know how you can, with, you're going to have some of these situations. You know, last cycle we had a lot of those situations with Luna and FTX and Amida and just a lot of stuff, right? So this cycle we have the rug of the Hatua coin, and there's going to be other things as well that we uncover here. But to me, I just don't see her being like the mastermind behind this. I think she jumped onto the hype, and you know, a lot of those snipers grabbed it, because when I read about it, it said that, like, within 15 seconds when the coin was launched, one sniper owned like 15 to 18% of the total supply. Because there's bots out there that just are scanning that stuff, and they just go in and buy. And what can you do as a founder? What can you do about that? You know, you can't do anything about that. You can.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that has a lot of validity, but I think there's also, I mean, bots didn't used to create themselves. Maybe they do now, but somebody is creating these bots, and they're pointing these bots in the right direction. So I think that seems to be a popular excuse for a lot of people, but somebody had to create the bot and tell the bot to go buy. You know, maybe he scans for all the meme coins, maybe, but most of them probably don't. Probably they're given exact parameters and what to go look for. I mean, a bot, they just follow orders, so somebody had to give it orders.
Yeah, and I think that would be the case. There's, you know, it's no different than a trading bot, right? If there's a lot of trading bots out there, and you're reading about them doing better than a lot of professional traders, and so we're going to try to have one of them on. As far as showing, like last week, we were trying to get the virtuals going to show everybody how to actually do that. Redman's with family today, so we're gonna hit that next time. But yeah, these bots are the AI piece of what we're doing. This space right now, the AI piece is just crazy. It's just crazy. There is a bot out there right now that it helps YouTubers, and it does all your posting for you on X Spaces, on Instagram, on TikTok. And instead, you can be like doing your own research, prepping for a show or something, and it's out there doing everything for you. That's where it's going. It's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so they say that we've achieved AGI. So the headlines this week, because I look into like Wes Roth and those guys, Matthew Berman, all these guys that follow what's going on in AI real closely, and they say that AGI has been achieved by more than once, supposedly. So this, what is it called, O3 from OpenAI is a big deal. And then Google has something that just came out that's supposedly right there with it, that they're just blowing all the benchmarks out of the water, that they say that this is an obvious win. And so, yeah, if we don't learn to use agents, we'll probably get left behind pretty quickly.
Isn't that sad? Think about what you just said there. So for us as human beings, to be in the crypto space, the next version is going to be all these AI agents that are doing the stuff that we do now, and they're going to do it faster, more swiftly,
more consistently,
more persistently than we are. And if you're not developing that agent for yourself, at some point in time, there's an equilibrium, a tipping point, and they're the ones doing all the work. And they're masters, I guess, at this point, right? We're the ones that create them. So it's
Well,
it's a
think
little
even bigger
scary,
than
man.
that. Think building a company, except every person that you hire is not a person, it's an agent that you use the text prompt to explain to it its job. And then you teamed it up with all these other agents that are all in all these other positions that every company that your company would have. So from reception all the way to CEO, CFO, research and development, all these different agents, all these different pieces that you don't need people anymore at all. They can just do everything, and they can do it better eventually than a human can do it in a lot of ways. There's ways that we're way better, of course.
And think about it in our field, Dave. I mean, that's why I say the construction trades are going to win from this, because that person that's putting on that roof or framing or pouring concrete or the electrician or HVAC guy, they're not going to be able to do that right now. Maybe robots are coming in the future, but that's further away than this digital footprint of the AI agent. So that work, it's already labor intensive and labor is hard to find. So those people are going to demand more and more pay.
Well,
and it's going to be worth it.
But it depends on whenever the let's say that the housing market shifts and they accept 3D printed homes. If we shift to that, now labor's screwed, or it's starting to be screwed. So if they start accepting 3D printed homes that can be printed on site, that's a huge shift. They don't necessarily accept them yet, but when they do, and they will eventually, that'll shift to labor too.
Well, in the third world countries, they're doing that. Have you ever watched those being built? I've like the apparatus that they have to set up, and they use concrete. The apparatus that they have to set up to print a home is pretty intensive. So the people have to set that up. It's a huge. Just imagine big scaffolding basically over the whole home site, and then that's the printer, and then you got to buy the concrete. You got to have the conveyor there, conveying the concrete into the right place, and so there's still a lot of man labor. But yeah, you're right. Once that gets digitized, and they put it into a geometer basically, so it's on your wrist. So you download the print into your geometer, which is just like I'm going to date myself, but back when I was a little boy, it was Giant Robot and Johnny Sacco. And Johnny Sacco could talk into his watch and control this great big robot. And here we are today. It's like that's almost happening, right? But geometers already are out there, and you basically create your print in your office. You download it. Now you go out and you set that up, and it can print a house. So
yeah, think Michael Knight and Kit back in the day. Remember?
Yeah,
Hey, Kit, come get me. And here it comes now. Elon's giving us Kit to where you could just say, "Hey, come get me," and here comes the car.
Yep.
That's pretty neat, man. We're living in the world that we only dreamed of.
Well, fortunately, our Crypto Pollo is not AI or AGI just yet, but I think he's got to go. He said family's coming here. He's going to pop off. He's got a whole bunch of family. So Crypto Pollo, did you want to say anything before we let you go, before this holiday season getting started?
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, it's a lot of distraction. I'm trying to pay attention. You got people screaming in the background. So, just want to make sure I wish everybody, a Merry Christmas. Be safe. Be with your family. Hug them. Make sure that you're present with them, and that you just thank God for all the things that you've been given this year, and I think next year is going to be great for everybody. And from there, as cluck everybody.
All right, Polio, have a Merry Christmas, brother. Good seeing you. Thanks for the Christmas hat too. We appreciate that.
All right, bye-bye.
And Dave,
whoever put that poll up, I see what's going on there. I voted for Billy, and everybody else is voting for me and Jimmy.
Yeah, I put that poll up.
Too.
No, you got to have some fun. Someone actually asked that in the chat. Someone said, "Who's going to be on the naughty list?" So I thought it'd be a fun poll.
Oh, I had the list in hand. I asked originally.
Oh, there you go. You're the
I
one.
saw Wick's wife's name on there. She's naughty.
Oh, maybe I need to add some.
Toaster, he's
Who
on
from the
here.
community? Who from the
Howdy.
community should we put on this list on the next poll?
Dutchie definitely goes on. the
Well,
naughty
since
list.
I don't see Wick in the chat, so he's got to go on there because he's being naughty
Yeah,
right
Wick goes
now
on the
by not
naughty
being
list.
here.
Well, make sure you vote on this one first. It's the four of us right now. Who do you think is going to be on the naughty list? Dave, so for those that may just be
Why am I
learning
winning?
Dave, for those that might just be learning about AGI, what is AGI? What can we talk about it just generically? What does that mean?
So just artificial general intelligence. That means it's smarter than us on all the benchmarks, basically. So I think it tests it like a doctor. It just tests all the benchmarks, and we can look if we want to get more specific.
Yeah,
but basically,
I was looking up. It said self-teaching, generalized problem solving, and human-like understanding. So
yeah, to where you can't tell the difference between it and a person.
So a good question is to everybody in the chat is, can you tell the difference when you're talking to a person or a bot? Let's say on some website and you got a bot down there and it says ask for help. Can you tell?
Yeah,
If it's
because
a
one of
bot?
us up on the screen right now are actually AI. Can you guys tell which one it is? Leave your vote. So speaking of AI, we also have the DJT stock is pumping. It's trending also. So Donald moving the needle again. You know, everything that he's doing. What does it say? What are you seeing?
I got no
Dave and
votes.
me.
I think Jimmy should win. Oh, I
Billy
see
got a
Garrett
couple
win.
votes.
Jimmy voted for me.
I voted for you too.
So did
Me and
Dave.
Dave
And
voted for Billy, I know.
Those that know you good, those that know you well, know that you should be on the naughty list.
Oh
You know
no!
what's
I should be
interesting?
on the-
There's a Q&A feature that we could put here, and people from the community could ask questions, and it would actually ding and come up as a question. Maybe we'll try that another time. I'm gonna.
Or throw
So
it in
who
there.
else?
Let's see if any of them
Turn
have
it
any
on.
good questions.
All right,
Turn it
throw it
on.
let's do that.
What's the
Let's
worst
turn
that can
that on.
happen? Nobody answers, and that's fine. All
What
set's in there. He's
questions?
smart. He can get a good question.
Yeah, I see
Alexander
all
G
set.
always has
Blocky.
good questions.
Hello, Blocky. Good to see you. Dutchy. Good to see you guys. Saying
So
hello to everybody. Go ahead.
Wick showed up. He heard he was on the naughty list.
Oh,
Wick
Wick
showed up.
snuck in.
I
the community
erased it
can
and
now
moved it over
ask
to the nice side.
questions.
Yeah, ask away. If it's a good question, we'll bring it up. If it's not a
Just
good
Die Hard
question, then we'll
Christmas
just laugh
movie.
secretly.
So I know
Yes.
Dave Digital is watching the clock for me, and I appreciate it. And do you mind if I share a little bit about the special things that the team decided on today for the
Yeah, go
NFT
for it.
mint?
Go for it, brother.
All right. So, and this is on X, is a post on X that we put out from Billy Goat Tales. So yeah, as everybody knows, we have the NFT mint going on. You can go to our website, billygoattales.io, and I'll click through that in a minute. But we have some epic giveaways, 3 lucky winners. So if you happen to snag a Chapter 9 Easter egg, so the Chapter 9 Easter egg, there will be 3 winners of 500 USDC each. So as you go to mint, if we're not encouraging you to try to mint just to earn that, but if that's an incentive and that's something you want to do, we have that incentive there for people that do mint the Chapter 9 Easter eggs. There's only 3 of them. There was, I think, probably there's about 45 Chapter 9 still available, and so there's that opportunity. And as a whole, there's 103 total Easter eggs. And we've talked about different opportunities. Billy talked on some different YouTube channels this week. He was on Blockchain Basement with Druth. He was on BitLab Academy with Kelly Kellum. He was on the Piper Academy. And what else, Billy? Where else were you live this week?
Well, the Crypto Princess, Piper
sure.
Academy, BitLab, and the Blockchain Basement.
So, and then there is a Crypto Princess video out there. That was a recorded video, and that is out there as well. But there's 103 Easter eggs. Find them and hodl them. Hold on to them for a shot at an exclusive retreat with the Billy Goat Tales team. So if you have one of those, and we may be giving some away. I know I have one, and I'm part of the team, so I don't necessarily need it, but I've got one, and perhaps we'll be doing some giveaways here. And there's the mint info there. You can click on the link in that X post because we put it out. It's also on our website. You click on the I'm going to show you right here. Just 1 second. So because my screen's a little smaller, it's going to be there. You click on the mint info. You click on this official mint site. It'll take you right to the mint. We've minted 276 to date. So we appreciate the support. And what I really love is right here. Did I stop sharing? Yeah, I did. One second. What I really, really love to see is that people have probably been trading or whatnot, but on JPEG Store. So JPEG Store is one of the exchanges for NFTs on the Cardano blockchain, and so it's probably one of the largest, right, Billy? But there have been 0 listed. I mean, there was 1 listed. That was me. I put it out there and then I pulled it back. I was just trying to see if I could do it and see if someone would pick it up, but out of 276, there's been 0 listed. People can still trade back and forth within our Discord. But remember, if you have that whole book, we might have some other special prizes. And I think we've already, I don't know if you wanted to share the one prize that we were already considering is already going to be given away, one of the trophies. Bah, says Alexo. But welcome, Alexo. And I think that's about it for the mint. But JPEG Store is where you can see them. But right now, there are none listed to be picked up. So the mint is open, still 25 for public. If you have that speaker pass, you have a whitelist, it's still 28.
Yeah.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah. So the Easter eggs for the 3 are going to be something special for sure, man. And those have not been minted yet. From what we can tell, so those are going to be something special. But look, the whole purpose of the mint, guys, was not for us to, just like take people's money, right? It's not about that. What we did was the first in blockchain history, and I'm so proud of our team and everybody that participated, and all of you, because you participated in it. You came up, you spoke with the microphone. It's cemented forever, and the blockchain, and we're the first project that did that. We're the first project, and think how big the crypto space is. It's such a big space. We're the first project that ever did it. So it's something that it's an accomplishment that we're proud of, but we did it for you guys, and we're gonna basically use any of the funding that we get to put it back into our community, which is some of these prizes and some of the big events that we're planning for our community. It's just all about givers gain. It's all about giving back to you guys and building you guys up. And Alex O, I see you in here. Thanks to you, because you're Alex O sent a whole bunch of people. Army Piper sent a whole bunch of people. The love and support that they've all given us since day one is just truly amazing. It's really what it's all about, and it's the change that we're trying to be a part of, be the impetus of. So it's beautiful, man, and I'm so proud of everybody for our team for getting this thing done. We got some good stuff lined up for 2025 as well. So I can't wait.
Be the impetus?
Impetus.
Oh,
Impetus.
Sorry, I have my ears.
So in the chat, in the Q&A, Joe, Trade Intuition, says, how many bull runs have you been in, not including this one? You want to go around the table? Jimmy, how many bull runs have you been in? Besides this
2.
one. So this one will be 2.
1.
Billy?
I think, yeah.
Me?
How about you? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the chat. So I came in at 17, but I didn't really do anything until 19. So even though I was a part of that, and I did invest pretty good in the beginning of 2020 and got a good piece of 21, but I round tripped it with the big bags on 21. So I would say this is my second full cycle. That's what I would say. Yeah.
How about you, Dave?
Yep. I've been through one bull run, the last one, but I had no clue what was going on. I just kind of my head was spinning, and I was just didn't know what to do.
How about you, DDT? How many bull runs?
Second bull run. Yeah, made my money in the last run, but also as well, that was purely because I had a friend who recommended a group, and yeah, that group pretty much almost called the top. So and they taught me the basics basically as well. So obviously a lot of people a lot of traders or even investors wanting to get into crypto, they don't find community. So I think that was kind of my gateway to kind of being a lot better the first time out. Although obviously it didn't make a hell of a lot, but kind of it's at least something rather than kind of round tripping and stuff. So yeah, I basically sold my bags at like 48, 49k, give or take, was kind of where I fully exited because of this community that I was in. They obviously used like EMAs and a few other different indicators that were saying, yeah, bullish trenders kaput, get out, whatever you have left in, get out, basically. So yeah, my second run, and obviously this run has obviously been timed a lot better. I got in March 20 or April 20, which is good, kind of almost towards the bottom of the last run. And this run obviously been desaying kind of pretty much from below 30k pretty much.
Yeah, there can't be enough said about groups. And of course, we're biased, and we recommend at least 2 of them, probably 3 of them, with Frankie Candles, Alex O Crypto, and I know Billy really loves Lifer and what he does over there. But I know with personal experience with Frankie's and with Alex's group, you can't really get better than that. I'm not in Lifer, but I know Billy is, and
Army Piper and his whole team over there is just doing remarkable things and really part of our family here. Tom Crown does has done a lot for me behind the scenes, and he's not a guy that brags about it, but he's made some connections, and I found out later that the connection came from Tom Crown. So he's doing great things. You know, he's OG in the space too. So there's just so many people. There's just so many people.
Casper, Casper. I mean, in the Casper crew, just you see their trades every day. He posts them where they got in, like the exact dang bottom or the exact dang top. You know, and it's just like he's a robot. You know, when Price does this, he does this. When Price does this, he does this. No matter what, no matter if he's walking at 3 miles an hour and, you know, singing a rap song and, you know, talking about chat, if that alarm goes off, he's on top of it. He checks, makes sure there's confluence, and he goes like a robot.
I guess I was the only one who thought the first bull run I was a genius. I probably thought I was a genius. I didn't make a lot, but I made
I
probably
still think you're a genius.
I probably 5x'd what I did, and then when I hit the bear market, I'm like, oh, that humbled me. That's all right. So this will be my second bull run. I did learn. I did make a good amount in that full one, the first one.
I didn't do big X's. I did 14x on my whole portfolio, which obviously for first time out, that's good, right? But it wasn't even trade. It was just swing trading spot. I didn't even know about leverage trading. I only learned about leverage trading kind of into the bear market, because obviously, like, this thing's going down, can I still make money? But also as well, just quickly getting back to what Billy was saying, the movement and the ethos of Billy Got Tails is obviously find your people. So finding a community is, I would say, is key to actually honing your skill set and finding like-minded people with a similar skill set or a sword or edge to help you hone yours. So yeah, that is kind of where I was, and kind of where I think a lot of us here are. We've found community, and we found our people, and we give as gain, we help others, and that's kind of what is going to stop this whole thing of retail getting wrecked. And obviously as well, retail gets wiser the more cycles they do. So, but I think, call it what you will, we still want to help people. Kind of, if someone makes 100,000, that's good. If someone makes 10,000, that's good. You know, it doesn't really matter about the numbers. It's kind of just the goal, the ethos of helping others. Yeah.
So I will give a couple comments because there was a couple that were just comments, and then I'll ask Alex O Crypto's question, and then maybe we can jump back to Rusty Bot. But Mark Dutch said, no question here. Just want to say he's very proud of Dave Digital. He's made huge progress this year, and we agree. We all agree. Thank you, Dave, for all that you provided to the team.
And I'll try not to accidentally time you out with my pocket again.
And Taco Berry said, hola, Billy, Alexandra, and Sir Jimmy. But Alex O, the question was, those who are dads, what is your one word of advice? Who wants to take that first?
Can the granddads answer too?
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, Billy said, Jimmy, can you please update my bio today? Jimmy, Billy asked
Already
Jimmy
updated his
today
bio.
to update his bio to make sure he added the 2 other grandkids that he has now in California. Who's got the first word of advice? Jimmy, you want to go?
And sleep as much as you can, dude. Literally.
So fatherly of you.
What I would
What's
say, what I would say is, when you get angry at your kids for misbehaving, all right, and it happens. I don't care who you are. You're going to tell them no. They're going to push you. They're going to push you. They're going to push you. And what I would say to that is, just remember your temperature and remember that you're preparing this child for the rest of his life or her life. And so we always seem to look at things from our own perspective, right? What it's doing to me, what that behavior is doing to me. And it's really not about that. Is that behavior really that bad to where you have to get angry over it? So it's more about looking inward. So like one of the things that I always worked on, because I grew up, I got my butt whipped, right? So it was back in the day where you did something wrong, you're getting a hand to the face or you're getting a whipping with a belt. And I talk about my daddy's belt made of steel with those double eyelets that would leave little Cheerio marks on your legs from back. But I deserved every whipping I got. I got to admit that. But I always look at it as the advice that I'd give is don't let your own anger get in the way of being a good dad, being a good mom. It's not that bad. A lot of times it's not as bad as you think it is. And so I always would walk away and calm down. So I'd send my son to the room, go in there and lay on your stomach, and I'll be in a minute. Because it was time. It was time. So that fear of having him lay on his stomach to think that he's going to get a whipping or paddling or, was enough, right? It was just enough. And then what that would allow me to do is just calm down and walk away and then come back with a loving heart and tell him what he did wrong and not to do it ever again. So that's one of the takeaways that I see my kids using now, and I love it. I see that's their approach, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, no need to crank up the pressure, Billy. Mark, there's no pressure, dude. Being a dad was a gift, man. It was a great gift, and it was a blessing, still is a blessing. And being a granddad is even a bigger blessing. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Is it? I can't remember. Is it a boy or a girl?
Which one?
Alex O.
Got a boy.
He's got a boy.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Jimmy
Yeah, right.
comes up with a question right out of nowhere.
Well,
Is it a boy or a girl, Billy?
I mean, that seems to be the question of the
Boys-
generation.
Boys are
You know, is it a
very
boy or a
easy.
girl?
Boys are very easy. Boys, 2 rules. See that big hole? You pee in it. And never put anything in your butt. That's it. That's all you need, dude. You're good to go.
And there went our monetization when we get it. No, I'm just kidding. Such
Yeah, I
great
mean,
advice for me. Space.
I would say
Speak of
dig
the devil.
into just appreciating the moments that you have and realize, I mean, Billy said it well, that most things are not as big as you think they are. So give yourself some grace and appreciate the moments that you have. And I try not to live just in those past moments. I try to just live to have the new moments that are coming. So DDT, do you want to share on that?
For me, kind of something that I was taught. Obviously, I also grew up in the age where your father, sent you to the room, either spanked you with the belt or a paddle wooden spoon. So I was also brought up with the iron staff. But for the most part, kind of one thing that I've instilled is not swaying. So let your yes be yes and your no be no. Kids like to dance on the kind of the eggshells of the maybes. So for me, kind of something that I've instilled. Obviously, my son's only 10, but for the most part, I've always kind of been stern with my yes and stern with my no, because obviously, as they get older, they try and chance it, right? So if there's kind of hard and fast rules, yes and no's, then teaches them kind of the the things of the boomer generation, the discipline, the respect, the responsibility, those type of things. They've got no great area to go to. So as they get older, but you'll find when your son hits the threes, Alex, so you'll terrible twos and threes, you'll have a lot of joy and a lot of fun, kind of with their tantrums and a few other things that happen in those years.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say me and my wife came to agreement on certain things, and oftentimes I was the enforcer of those things. And so if we agreed on it, then I would hold that, like you're saying, just toe the line and not give into it. And unless we decided between the two of us that we needed to change a method or change something going forward. But I think for myself, it's about time for me to go. RustyBot, the last question is, do you think we will fill the CME gap at 77K? Well, I will let you all do that while I end this Q&A session.
And we had another one from, I saw it up on the screen a second ago.
Yeah, maybe it was on the screen.
It was from
Tacoberry.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Taco.
Yeah, see,
Taco.
when your kids get older, the next thing you know, they're raiding your streams and asking questions like this.
That's Jimmy's boy, Tacoberry.
It is.
Well, from Redman Tacoberry, he always says hello to you.
From Redman?
Well, Redman always says hi to Tacoberry. He always tells Jimmy to say hi to Tacoberry.
I gotcha.
All right, gents, you all to continue to take it forward. Thank you so much.
So that
we have a book reading, right?
All right, BioMX.
So
Thanks
yeah,
for coming on.
Tuesday.
Thanks for all the work you do behind the stream.
Tuesday is Miss Teen Crypto. Going to read the Bridge to Bitcoin, our children's book, for Christmas Eve. It's only going to be a 1 hour stream, if that. We're going to read it. We're going to talk about Christmas. It's going to be a shorter stream. And by all means, if you're with family, don't come to our stream. We're be with your family. That's the bottom line. But for those that want to participate, we're going to have her read the children's book for Christmas. So that'd be great.
But at the same time, if you are with your family and there's children, we would love to be a part of that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We would love for this tradition to get started and for everybody to come together on Christmas Eve. We love family, and that's the biggest thing. But at some point during the holidays, we all want to get away. So if that's the hour that you get to get away, or if you can even have all the nieces and nephews, kids and grandkids, join us for just that short period of time. There's no better narrator than Randy Hipper. There's no better energy than Randy Hipper. So this couldn't be more perfect. So I think it's going to be a special event. So if you have the chance just to pop it on, I mean, we come in your pocket, or we're in your pocket, So just pop open your cell phone.
And to Dave's point, if that hour that we're on is not optimal for you, you could always just pull up the replay, play it, because we'll be on YouTube and X. So.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. And who do I want? Wayne C's in the chat. Good to see you, Wayne C. B team, good to see you. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Please remember to like and subscribe. We appreciate all that. One of the things we can answer that CME question. It was 77. DDT, you're up. Or is DDT? Yeah, DDT, you're up here. What do you think about that?
Can I share my screen quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay, so quickly. It's not unlikely, right? As you can see, obviously, there's a pivot here on the daily time frame. So I've pulled my Fibonacci from basically that pivot at 66,700. Let me just hide all this so you can see where I've pulled this one from. So the local golden pocket top is, why is that? We'll go to this first impulse that we hit at about 80 something K before we moved above 90,000. So this zone. So just to give you context as to where I'm pulling the volume profile from. I mean, not the volume profile, the Fibonacci. And we have a range. So that 76 to 77, if I zoom in, perfect local golden pocket retrace. If you look at the 4 hour, where we've actually pulled this local range, you've got those areas, you've got the value area high and the POC sitting in there. I think you might actually have daily levels. There's a few other confluences. I know Frankie has also kind of had a few levels in here as well. Sorry, I don't have them all on the chart and I can't kind of get them, but you can still get to that. That's a full retrace of the move basically out of this forever range that we were in down here on the side, right?
Where's the candle showing the gap? I can't see it. Can you blow that up?
The gap is in the, not that I need to pull it up, but the gap is there within those vector candles on the daily, or kind of these daily candles. So let me just get out of here. So you can see there's huge daily vector candles here, 3 that need to be recovered. So that's basically the gap. The gap sits in this zone here. So as soon as you start dropping 85,000, you've got the gap all the way down to 77 pretty much. Or yeah, obviously there'll be bumps along the road, but if it drops this is the key. If we lose 85 too, it's probably, I would put 100 dead, 100% dead cert we can hit the CME gap. Because obviously this is just all, where is the, sorry, I don't know what.
Yeah, I think we got to take that 88 first. Where are we at right now? What's the price right now?
Sorry, I'm just was looking for my visible range.
Right.
Yeah, you can see the value.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 85.2 is obviously the key level, but you have 2 ranges that are sitting right on top of each other with Bitcoin. So obviously you have my 4-hour range now where we kind of are, and then we still have this small range here, so we could still really deviate. I mean to click. So we could still deviate here and obviously maybe build it up, break structure and come back up, or essentially it's just going to all fail and then we can go down. Money flow, and this is the thing as well, obviously as money flow develops, money flow doesn't say to me that it will be it's going to be a slow grind down to there, right? So generally as well, something to note, when you have thick money flow on the daily, you probably have obviously like most of the time frames now obviously moving towards the red because obviously the downward sell pressure, right? But with the way that money flow is, I would, if it's going to move quick and bounce quick. There's plenty of people waiting, plenty of traders waiting with big limit orders. Maybe I can show it. Sorry, I'm keeping my trading view chart online for now, but maybe I can just show Binance. I know Binance has a shed load of I'll just turn TBO off. Share this tab. So this is trading light for those that don't know. Order flow. But if we look in here, obviously the yellow is anything above 50 BTC, but generally they're about 300. So yeah, there's lots. So if we go to 77, it'll be quite a bit. But kind of just the point proven here is that look at the stack. These are obviously passive orders. These may spoof and they may take them out, but if Binance is stacked all the way down to 75, basically it is stacked. And obviously we've got naked points of control down there. So and
what's above it? Anything above it? Let's go above that and see what they got going on.
Yeah. There's a lot all the way up to 120, 125.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the scrolling and the UI, and this isn't that good. Obviously it's okay for order flow, but actually the scrolling, as you can see, is a bit of a pain. But for the most part, there's orders stacked, passive orders stacked up above and below, and obviously quite a lot kind of intense, right? So
there's way more below than above. Yeah,
they are going to have to sell, and they're going to have to sell heavy for it to drop. Liquidation maps. If we just go down to like the 3-month or 6-month, not writing it off, but they're going to have to sell, and they're going to have to sell heavy. Obviously, you can take the liquidations below us, right? But you can see on Trading Light, the point is also there's lots of buy orders. So like you got to wait up. Actually, will it go that low? It's possible, but just from what I'm seeing, it will have to be very quick for the most part.
Yep.
But yeah.
I have a CME gap finder behind me.
You can't not say it's going to happen. because also as well, last run, they said Bitcoin won't go back down to 3K, whatever, the 2017, the COVID drop or whatever it is, into that. They didn't say it would ever go that low, and look what happened. Like, you get these type of cascades. And also as well, to add to that fact, based on how quick the drop will be, how intense the drop will be, it's going to have to be the black bird to kind of get you there, right? I think at this point, based on what the liquidity in the books is sitting and looking like. So it's a probability, yes, but something's going to have to happen to force it to go there. And if it's going to force it to go there, in my view, it's going to have to force it to go there quickly. And it's going to have to be very, very big sell pressure capitulation for it to actually get there, because of how the order book is stacked kind of below us. So that's just my view on that. I don't know if there was anything else. I could probably just unshare, and then we can
I don't.
get to another point of reference or anything if you want to.
Well, yeah. Who was it? Jesse in here? Dogecoin coin? I've never heard of it, man. I didn't know anything about it, brother. Sounds like a meme or something. Dogecoin, DOGSON. Is it even on a centralized exchange, or is that more of a
Probably won't be.
Dex tools kind of chart that you got to pull up?
It'll more than likely be a Dex tools, I think. Dogecoin, no. Yeah, that's not going to be trading view chart.
Jesse, you're too new for us, bro. It's like never. I have it. Have you heard of that, Jimmy? I haven't heard of that. Dave, any of you guys heard of that? Yeah, degenning.
You know, I don't live in that world.
No, man, I haven't heard of it. But I tell you, one that has been performing pretty well is that, and it's still trending on Google, is that Rexus Finance, that RWA token. And if you look, I still haven't bought any, so I'm not shilling it at all.
But that's decentralized exchange too, right? So you have to go to. Is that Solana?
On Uniswap? Yeah, Uniswap. So
I still have it, but it looks just charts isn't that good on. You have to go onto Uniswap. You can just see the chart. This is just on TradingView wrapped ETH chart. So yeah, it's not actually ideal.
So we looked at it. The first time we looked at it, Darren, was at 7 cents, and so.
What's it at now?
15 cents.
So I thought it was on Solana.
No,
it's not on Solana.
What's it called? RSX.
It's Rexus Finance, RXS. Yeah, Rexus Finance. That's it. I think you got the right chart.
Is that the right one?
You see also behind me.
I'm just looking on a. No, this is what it's. I'm trying to see if I can find one chain. ETH.
It's on base, is what Jesse's saying.
That's on base.
It's on base.
Base.
I've got it as wrapped ETH. It might be on base too.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
There are some coins that have been doing ridiculously well.
You guys do that. I'm going to try to research this real quick.
I'm not seeing anything that I can find a decent chart with it.
If you look behind me, that's what I have it on. It's the it's on Uniswap is the one I have.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've got, Dave. It's a wrapped ETH RSS.
What are you looking at, the daily there?
This was the 4 hour. Yeah, it's it'll take a while. Was there anything else that we could possibly look at? Anything of interest?
Live peer. I think Andrea said live peer. I don't know if that's centralized or on a DEX.
What's like LV, LP something?
I think it's LPT.
LPT.
LPT. Yeah. Sorry. Let's just look at the spot on Binance. It's probably the easiest ones to look at.
Yeah, Jesse was saying that one that he was talking about was a fast moving log in that same narrative. The Dogecoin.
Dogecoin as in for Justin's son?
That's a good question.
Okay, so that's the top range from the previous all-time high. This is what we're on the daily. We have a nice accumulation range here, and we have another nice low accumulation at the range at the bottom. Yeah, that looks good. So yeah, currently it's retested this other accumulation. It's got 3 accumulation ranges. It's probably, I'd say, come back to test a local golden pocket. Probably the full move. Give or take roughly. It's come down to test local golden pocket, bounced. The full move up from the bottom. Let me just turn that off. So where are we looking next? It has, this is obviously a high time frame daily. It's actually got daily green dots. Weekly's probably might be oversold, slightly oversold green. Right, so that's doorway to higher prices. So that's the key level to flip. So it needs to get above 21.35 to then obviously proceed into the higher range, and then obviously it will need to get up to this 26 and flip that before it goes to its VAR, which is closer to like where was the VAR range? The VAR is at like 50. So there'd be big volume gaps up there as well. So live pair locally, daily money flow is looking good. Daily green dot, daily vector candle printing currently. Where's the 90-minute? 90-minute money flow cross, 116 strategy perfectly in play, kind of with what we look at. Usually 4 hour. It's held the POC in this range, so next target's probably $19. If I just flip EMAs on quickly, just see where we're at in relation to, just flip the 50 EMA on the 4 hour to support. Could get a good little cross here on the, it's holding the 200 EMA as well as support on the 4 hour. So it's looking good. Key level to hold for now, it would need to be this POC at, because it's flipped it now to support. So say 1466 to hold. Where did it come down here? Did it hit the 0.5? No, the front ran the 0.5 of that little move up. So generally for kind of a bullish continue, I probably hit a 382 if it missed the 0.5, but this looks quite bullish basically on this daily and 90 minute, but the 4 hour is looking there. Did it have a structure flip anywhere? Yeah, so probably that pivots. So key area to hold is say between 14 and 14.6. Next zone to the upside will be 19 to 21. 4 hour money flows, lower time frame money flow doesn't look that good. There's the 1 hour, 2 hour coming up. It's got a trigger on the 1 hour. Yeah. If Andrea has market cipher money flow, the key indication now is that these 2 to 4 hour money flow start pushing up and start moving up. It looks as if the lower time frame money flow has flipped and come green, looking good. So for the most part, yeah, it's got bullish momentum on the 15 minute. So yeah, quick confirmation. Live pair, only thing I would say is it has to hold 14 to 14.6, but generally is looking good. It should, if it continues up, at least get to 19 to 21. And obviously when it flips 21, that's when it's kind of yeet season again for it. But it's looking a lot better than something else. Like Bitcoin on the daily looks a lot worse than this. But is OPT, is it RWA as well? What category? Do we know what category that is? Sorry, I'm just looking at a template I have in the background here.
No, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out make sure the what blockchain we're looking at here. So I want to make sure if we say it, it's the right one. Because
yeah, I'm just on CoinGecko in the background.
okay.
Yeah, it's a video streaming protocol, blockchain video streaming protocol. It looks as if it may have some form of real world assets vibe to it, because you can tokenize your it's got tokenization of the assets within the protocol as well. So yeah, I think it's running with the with that RWA type of narrative, give or take. So, but for me, it looks better than Bitcoin, looks better than ETH. So if you're trading it, or if you hold a spot bag of it, it's looking quite good. Because like this one, yeah, specifically, if you look on the 15-minute, just to quickly double check, it's bullish on the 15-minute. 50 EMA is trading above the 200 EMA. That's usually good for more upward price action, basically. Where Bitcoin, if I go back to Bitcoin's trading below, right? Total polar opposites. But this is kind of also as well kind of leading into, you've got to trade the strong narratives and coins. That's how you're going to maximize your gains in this kind of market, basically, because things are a bit back to front with meme coins started running like earlier on in the year. Like everything's just been topsy-turvy and upside down. Yes, kind of 4-year cycle is still in play, but the problem is for me is that things are just a bit back to front in kind of how the order that they run. But I think for the most part, it's looking for value in things that may front run, and that's where you got to go. So obviously we've got real world assets. DeFi also should have a run soon, probably some in the upcoming year, next year. But and also as well, they say our tag on the train, kind of get on any train, and that's good. Like I trade memes kind of in the background and those type of things. So you just got to kind of find the good coins, like LPT there, perfect example. Bitcoin is looking like but LPT is in a decent uptrend. So
yeah, man, that's awesome. I like Rusty's little new his Christmas icon. He's got the Santa hat on, the Rusty bot. That's great, Rusty. That's cool. No, DDT, that's great. That's all I saw as far as on the charts, brother.
That's cool.
If anybody has anything else, throw it in there. We'll try to hit it.
I'll switch over for now, but if there's anything else, we can get to that and come back.
Yeah, man. Of course. Absolutely. So on that Rex's, Dave, did we find what blockchain it was? Rex's that's Rex's Finance, right? Is
I think you're muted, Dave.
Dave muted. Can't hear you, Dave.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to pull it up on.
Okay.
Let me ask.
Get that one ready there.
Dutch
DDT,
wants us you to look
after.
at the nitrous oxide USDT chart.
Let's let Dave pull that up first, and we'll hit that so you can prep in the background there, DDT.
Yeah, no worries. Did they say what? It's not listed on any exchange. We'll just use Mixi.
Dave's asking.
It's on Ethereum.
It is on Ethereum.
It's in ERC20.
Wow. So, if you go to Solana chain, if you go to Phantom and you type that in, there is a coin for, and it's Rex's Finance. So maybe they're doing this multi-chain thing. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Also, wouldn't be surprised
if a scammer did it.
We talked at the beginning of this stream about how they're mimicking tokens.
Yeah, got to be careful. So you can always go to get the contract address from multiple places, Dex Tools, Dex Screener. You just make sure that you're getting the right contract address. If you go to Coin Market Cap, and you look it up. You can pull the address from there, double check it there. So there's lots of places to check it out. Make sure you're getting the right address.
Yeah,
What's up?
for sure. Always do PYOR. Like we say, we don't post any of this stuff just because we're investors or we want to show it or any of that reason. A lot of the topics that we have are just what people are talking about. It's just what's trending this week. And we just look at it brand new like you guys do just a couple hours before we stream. So anything that we talk about, we suggest highly that you would take that into your own research department and do your own research, especially if it's something that interests you. Don't ever take anything, as we say, as the final word. We're just here to help.
Absolutely. See Wayne, see French Toaster, Jesse, Super Layer, Smart Contract, Platform Infrastructure, Cross Train, Communications. Yeah. Yeah. You want to pull that one up, DDT, that new one?
Yeah. There's a few ranges I've seen at this point. Share screen.
Give me a second, guys. I've got to step away and try to get some pills down the baby. Give me a second.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right. So, Nasana obviously had the.
Don't let it get too full.
You're still not muted, Dave.
It had a kind of accumulation range. It's moved up. It has. There's two ranges here, but I've put the. Yeah, it lines up with the POC and the VAR. That one lines up. And obviously, so it's got the small range here. It's got that range there. So basically, this is the range that it's playing in at the minute. I think it's actually dropped this. So it's got two key levels to hold. So at the moment, it's lost this value area low of this previous range at 2.85. It's bearishly rejected it, back tested it. So for me, even though you could pull this range here, you could pull that as a range. It's fallen out of there, so obviously that's why I was looking at that one instead, the one to the left. At this point, daily money flow is coming out, but it's obviously bottomed out. The momentum wave has bottomed out. So I would think that it's looking at it's just hit a local golden pocket. It probably doesn't matter where you pulled it, to which pivot you put it, because of the wick. So it doesn't really matter where you've pulled that. It's hitting a local golden pocket. At this point, it's looking as if the money flow is trending down there on the daily. The 4 hours probably red. Yeah, I presume basically because it's in quite a big downtrend, or it's trending down now at the moment. It's looking at red EMAs. Yeah, it's at a bearish cross on the 15-200 EMA. It's lots of spots selling off because it's yellow X's. So it's being manipulated down. Big sell-offs or big players are selling off, dumping on retail. So only real levels I'll probably be looking at is the 786 value area. So anything from say 220 to 230. What's it, 220 to 223? Sorry, I'm just looking at my screen. Yeah, it's not really. It's not looking as if it wants to start moving up yet. And it's the same for me. I'm a stickler on my 4 hour time frame. 4 hour. Had to change a character there. Where did it break? It broke here. Broke structure there. So close below, bearishly break, retested, confirmed the breaker structure, came down. Yeah, at this point, you probably find the small range here might do a bit of justice and might actually just bounce. Yeah, well, that's not really going to do anything. But all I'm seeing at the moment is it's probably going to make its way down to this area here because of where it's rejected out of. Yeah, it's not looking good at the moment. It's not really putting in any divs. Sorry, my market stuff is being a bit slow. 15-minute just crossed red in the money flow. I wouldn't be looking to purchase all along this just yet. It looks like it's got a little bit more downside maybe within the next day or two, based on the daily. But yeah, 220 to 223 is probably where it's heading if it doesn't hold this local golden pocket. So if it loses basically 254, the 0.65 of the local golden pocket, then obviously it's going to come down. It's got a 4-hour, or it's got a daily vector candle to recover as well. So still a bit of it left. And also as well down here, you've got your POC. You could probably come lower. So anything between $2 and 220 is probably where I think it lands if it continues down. But for the most part, I'm not seeing this turnaround just yet. Even the lower time frame money flow, lower time frame is not saying that this is going to bounce just yet. Locally, it has it's lost the local golden pocket there that I thought. So yeah, kind of confirms what I'm looking at here. Just that it's probably coming down to these areas between anything from $2 to $2.20 is probably where it will land, or try and find its most key support. Where did we have the flip? Sorry, did I do the? Oh no, the flip was below. So the bullish structure flip on the daily was at 120 or 112. So 117. Sorry, my eyes are bad. So yeah, NOS. I wouldn't be looking to look at this until it at least had come down to these back tested these, just because of where it's rejected above.
Nice. All right, DDT, thank you for that, man. We appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no worries.
It's always great to have a chart guy handy, go over whatever the audience wants us to go over. So we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. What you do inspired there, and I appreciate it a lot. Love to see where we start and where it comes to.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Dave, what else did we have? We had RXS. We had, I guess, the ETFs. So the ETFs are still gaining a lot of traction. And people,
yeah, man, we had the iBit and the FBTC ETFs. Both are trending. Both are. So when we look at the trending topics, these are all breakouts. This isn't 500 or 600% up or 1,800%. These are breakouts, close to 4,500% up in search. So.
Yeah. So Google Trends telling us that these things are what people are searching, and really when it comes down to like Fidelity's ETF, as there's still a lot of companies out there that use Fidelity as a 401k, and they're still not fully available to like companies for the 401k ETF. So what happens is each company, say your company is with Fidelity as a 401k. Well, each company has an operating agreement that they sign when they sign up Fidelity. It says, hey, this is the kind of risk tolerance mutual funds that we want to give to our employees. And a whole bunch of them, hundreds of them, are not even on that company's list, right? So every year they have to renew that. The company has to renew that with Fidelity, saying, all right, we're going to open it up, or we're going to add these funds. And there's a collaboration between the Fidelity rep and your company. And then they sign a new basically operating agreement that says, yeah, this is the risk tolerance of these funds that we want to offer our employees. And so a lot of these companies it's December now, they have to update that, and they have to add the Bitcoin ETF to the 401k lineup for that particular company. A lot of that has not even begun yet. So there's lots of companies, probably thousands and thousands, if not millions of companies that have a Fidelity 401k, but the ETF is not in the lineup for their employees yet. And that's going to be changing here in the first quarter, because most of the companies update that at the year end or at the Q1 to offer that to their employees. So when that still has to drop, that still has to hit. So that's pretty bullish, because yes, you as an individual can log on to Fidelity website, and you as an individual can fund it and buy the ETF right now if you wanted to. And for all the people not in crypto that don't want to have a wallet or don't want to take custody, like we came in the natural organic way, which is all about the ethos, and it's all about controlling our own coins and our own money ourselves. But there's the majority of the world is the traditional finance, right? Which is they're used to mutual funds, they're used to a brokerage house, they're used to going on there and buying it that way, and they're comfortable buying it that way, and they want to be exposed to Bitcoin, so they're going to go in and buy the ETFs that way. Hey, that's good for us, right? Because the more buying pressure you have on Bitcoin, the better it is for all of us. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that myself, because once they maybe get into the ETF, it's kind of like the meme coins or the gateway to crypto. And it could be in the next 2 years or so, we look at the ETFs being the gateway to Bitcoin. And then people learning about self-custody, peer-to-peer transactions, and using it to open up their first wallet themselves and start custodying the Bitcoin themselves. So yeah, it's trending now. We thought we'd bring it up, share that with you, because it's bullish, really, to me.
Something to add on ETFs as well. There was always only a net long option. So obviously you buy the ETF by itself and you got nothing to hedge. But now all the options, I think, have been approved. So you can also obviously just buying straight, like a spot, hypothetically, buying the ETF. You've got long and short options and call and puts now. I don't know when that comes into play, but they were approved recently. So I did watch a bit of stuff. I can't remember, James Seyfarth, I think. There's a guy on NBC or one of these analyst guys. He was saying that actually...
James Seyfarth.
Yeah, there's going to be good. That'll be good for investors to hedge as well. So those that bought the ETFs at the lows, like hypothetically they bought iBit at like $20-something. It's now almost kind of getting close to $60. The last time I looked, they can now head short and kind of have a little bit of protection on any downside, whereas previously you're just either buying or selling, really. So that is obviously going to create a bit more volume on the ETFs specifically. And then obviously the organic read that you're mentioning, Billy, as well, is that eventually there'll be a rite of passage where they understand this Bitcoin thing and they move out the ETFs, take out some of the money and the profits, and actually buy the physical Bitcoin. So that is kind of the roadmap in what I could expect. That's probably going to happen. I presume it's been spoken about all over anyway. You would expect NBC, CNBC, all these other outlets, kind of other YouTubes, they all have this kind of opinion that eventually there'll be an organic roadmap where specifically ETF investors are then actually going to physically buy their own Bitcoin. And that is obviously good for our kind of industry as crypto as a whole. And then obviously you can also piggyback that onto the regulation, the pro-crypto administration, those type of things that are going to happen over the next few years that kind of leads the path and kind of lights the way for kind of further adoption, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think about it, Jimmy?
What was the question?
I know you're sitting there working on your project, I'm sure, trying to get that soundboard to work.
No, I'm actually I was jumping through hoops of fire trying to buy some film token. I had to buy USDC on Coinbase, shoot that over to my Coinbase wallet, connect to Uniswap, buy film, send that over to my Gala wallet. Now I'm just, and then once it's in my Gala wallet, convert it from film on ETH to film on Gala chain. Now I can boost some more films. So I was just jumping hoops of fire there, so I wasn't paying attention.
See, that's the stuff that the mainstream people, non-crypto people, are just, they're going to be like, this is too complicated, right? So that's the beauty of the ETF is, hey man, they kind of know how to buy stocks, they know how to buy mutual funds, and it's going to be so simple for them to do that now. It's bullish. It's very bullish for all of us.
One thing I am noticing as well, Billy, is that obviously FBTC, is it Franklin? They don't specifically hold a lot of Bitcoin. They've only got 1,000 Bitcoin, 1,400. So,
Wow.
If they have more engagement and more investors into their ETF, obviously going to force them to buy, or kind of the natural progression is they'll buy more Bitcoin, number one. But plus also as well, if they use that as well as a mechanism to say that your Roth IRA or 401k, I think they are in America, is going to have some basing based on the ETF, that's also good. So, but also as well, I can see these ETFs being a driver by themselves, and they have been basically this year driving the price. Big institutional investment. Obviously, in the back end, you might have some whales and those type of things, but total, how many do they hold? A good probably 2% more, 5, 6, 7% of the supply now of Bitcoin between the ETFs. So, and also as well, that's not to say there might be new applications for ETFs as well, other smaller investment houses and those type of things. So the progression to actually kind of expand this ETF ecosystem is also
there's a bundled ETF that just made it through
index funds. There's index funds as well.
Yeah, the bundled the Bitcoin, AVAX, what's the other one on there? Ethereum.
Well, HBOL was part of one as well. HBOL and Solana. Well, kind of
Chainlink was on that one. Chainlink was on that one as well. So that's going to be huge. People that want exposure say to Chainlink, but they just don't know how to. They don't want to open a wallet. It's too complicated, right? But they've heard good things about Chainlink. You know, they're going to be able to just go in there and get that exposure to that project through what I would call the traditionary, customary financial means, right? Which is something that they are used to. So you have people at home that have a Fidelity account or any type of trading account. Back in my day, I always used E-Trade and Ameritrade, and I was always playing with stocks, buying stocks directly, right? And so now they're going to be in the lineup. You can purchase them. It's going to make this mass adoption come a lot smoother and easier and more fluidly. Let's see.
If you're going into chat, you might not want to do that.
I'm going in there now. I'm like, what's going on here?
Don't worry about who Mark's lubing up now. But I think one side of the bed is warm, and there's some lube going on, and I also don't think you want in there.
Yeah, no, I don't want in there.
We got a Diddy chat.
Billy Goat tells After Dark never includes me in it. Now, Jimmy and Dave, they can hang. They can hang.
Yeah, man.
And we need to get that going.
Darren can hang too. Darren's not afraid. He might do it in the afternoon, but he gets out there with us.
Yeah.
In our afternoon, that's his evening.
Darren's not afraid.
No, he's definitely not afraid. Don't let the innocent face fool you.
EDT DNF.
Well, guys, I think we pretty much hit all of our topics. We wanted to make sure we shared that out with you folks, our community, and we appreciate your support. Please remember to smash the like button. We always want to be growing here. We do got to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can get Rusty Bot the WD-40 emoji. It's man. It's killing me, man. I just want to be able to get that out there. I've asked for what?
That's all I want for Christmas.
Yeah, I just want the Rusty
subscribers.
Bot WD-40 emoji. That's all I really want, man.
So, yeah, man, and don't forget
everybody
to
go out and
invite your favorite
bring
creators.
a new subscriber.
Yeah.
Look at it. I'm my hero. You're the man, brother. I don't even want to look in this chat. This is crazy. Anything else, Jimmy? Let's wrap up. You got anything burning on your mind you want to say before we close her down?
No, man. I mean, just everybody hang in there, man. I think we're down sideways, probably till inauguration time. So I think we got a couple of weeks of chill. I say that I did see a story earlier where the IRS said they were sending out $1,114,00 stimulus checks to people that didn't get them. And that could give us a little oomph, but Billy, neither did I, Billy. And I'm pretty sure you're going to continue to check the mailbox and it's still not be in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Free money. It doesn't come to us, does it, Jim?
Yeah, I just think it's sideways, maybe down a little bit, a lot of consolidation. I think we get after the new year, maybe that first or second week, get closer to inauguration time. We're going to get that similar election day rally just because.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried either. I'm buying too. Dave, any final words?
No, nothing really. I just think that we're getting better at these streams. I think it's going to be more fun, and they're going to get better as we go. And it's exciting. I'm glad to see the chat loosening up too, and just having fun on their own, and just hanging out. I like it. That's what I love about live streams. Whenever you find one of your favorite ones, is that you could just hang out and chat, and it really doesn't matter what the people on the screen are saying. You're just having a good time, hanging with your people, just like what you would do at a bar or at a local establishment at a something like that. What I am looking forward to is Tuesday. I'd say it over and over again, but I think is going to be really exciting. I think having Randy read the book, it's going to be something special. And I look forward to it not only once, but I look forward to it as a tradition. I think that's going to be really cool.
Yep. DDT, anything?
Have special attire.
Just to say, thank you for having me on again. Always willing to help, so when I can, I will. But yeah, the charts basically are, for me, you're saying that it's probably slow ground down, like Jim is alluding to. I think institutions and New York Stock Exchange, CME, are basically closed, maybe half days this week, maybe 1 or 2 days. So the volume's not going to be there. So take a few days off the charts. They'll come back in the new year. The charts will always be there. Also, use a stop loss. Don't go blowing up accounts. Keep some money kind of in your accounts at least for kind of the next runs up, kind of to get on the back of the moves.
Yeah, and just a little contrarian on that. Don't forget, it is possible, y'all, that we're just at a value area low on the bigger scheme of things, and it is possible that we can turn right around and take at least back up to the 786. Yeah. Golden pocket. So it's not all bearish. We probably will go down, but it's also very possible that we're just deviating just a little bit below the value area. So
yeah. But yeah, the main point I'm trying to make is just that we need to just use good risk management, manage stop losses, don't blow accounts if you can avoid it. Kind of keep yourself in the game.
Stay alive.
And then obviously, stay alive, stay in the game. DCA where you can. Obviously not financial advice, but obviously look for good solid assets that are going to appreciate. So and if I don't see everyone again, obviously next week, maybe not sure we're on. Have a good Christmas. Enjoy time with family.
Amen. And that Tuesday stream is going to be great. That Tuesday stream is going to be great. It's going to be on Christmas Eve with Miss Teen Crypto. Hope to see you guys all there. And with that, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Merry Christmas, y'all.